Hey, what? Oh, you didn't hear me read the back of it yet? Okay, let me read it real quick. Voodoo is a full-bodied dark brew that is rich and malty with plenty of roasted barley character. This hearty stout is layered with flavors of roasted barley, chocolate, and coffee, coming from the highest quality imported malts. Its creamy, long-lasting head completes the brew, tempting your taste buds to be spellbound. Ooh, listen to that. The IBU is 37.8. And then, of course, the ABV is 8.0. So good beer. I would give this one, I'm going to give this one pretty high, but I like dark beers. I'm going to go like a 1 3/4 on this one. Yeah. So obviously you can't rate it, so it's just going to get its plain 1 3/4. Out of, and we can't even say out of four. It's going to be a 1 3/4 out of two. Okay, that's cool. So 3.5 on Voodoo. Okay. It's not holy water though. That's right. See, I've had that before, and because I would consider it just an ale, like an average drinking ale, I would go 1 1/4. I would just because it's a good beer, but it's just an average ale for me. It's not extraordinary. But it's something that you I would buy and enjoy, but not go after. Like major, like I've got to have that type thing. Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, because like I said, I've had that before. I had a 12 pack of it at one time, so I knew I've had it a couple times. Now, Session, the brand, or is it a saison? Yes. Okay. Hey, that's actually where my stepdad was born, and he graduated from Hood River High School, and his dad still lives in Hood River, and I've been to the Hood River Winery, and I've been up there a number of times. Yeah, that I did not know. Really? Wow. Yeah. Nice. Nice. It is. Oh, it's a beautiful little town. Yeah. A lot of sailboarders down there in the river. You look down there and see a lot of people sailboarding. Okay. Okay. And what's the name? What's the name of the beer? You know what? You know what? Mexican style. I've had that. I had that beer recently in when I was in Idaho. When I went up to visit my daughter, there was a brewery up there that sold that beer. And what caught my attention, like you, it said Mexican lager, like a Mexican style. And I think I sat there and I drank two of them. And the first one was okay. The second one was even worse than the first. By the time, yeah, yeah. So, no, I'm going to agree with you on that one with a one. Definitely, because I felt the same way. And I had it at a brewery there in Idaho where they had some of their own brew and then they would carried some other stuff. And that, because it said Mexican lager, same thing. I'm like, I got to try this. Hmm. Oh, I, you know what I'm thinking? Think sitting there drinking that beer right now, sitting there just remembering what it tasted like. It tasted a lot like Anchor Steam. If you ever had Anchor Steam, Anchor Steam is a Mexican style lager. They don't call them themselves that, but it's a Mexican style lager. But it's brewed at a warmer temperature, at basically room temperature, which you're not supposed to brew lagers at. And yeah, and that beer now that you're talking about, the Sessions Mexican style lager, makes me think that they probably brewed it at a higher temperature or fermented at a higher temperature. Yeah, I bet it's brewed. Even though it's colder and shit there, that they could probably stick it outside and brew it if they really want it, or ferment it if they wanted to. But they, which is the idea in lagers anyway, because they're originally from Germany. Mexican lagers are designed from a German lager beer, and they were typically brewed in the wintertime in Germany when it's very cold and the snow on the ground. They were brewed in the caves. And that's where the brew came from, the original intent of it. So I would think that, I bet you that's brewed at a higher temperature. I don't know for sure, but I bet it is. Yeah. Yep. Yep, I did the same thing when I bought it at the brewery I went to in Idaho. It's like, all right, Mexican style, gotta try it. Yeah, no, I was disappointed. Maybe like you said, I had high expectation for it. You're expecting that nice, smooth, soul, type beer or Bohemia or something that's more of a, well, Bohemia is more not a lager, it's an ale, but I mean more of the smoother Mexican style beer. And it just didn't. I was disappointed. Yeah. So to recap, then we got Voodoo at 3.5. We have Kilt Lifter at 2 3/4, and we have the Mexican style lager, the Sessions Mexican style lager, and only two. So yeah, yeah, we've never been. This is the second lowest, but it's definitely pretty low though. So anyway, guys, we took. Whew. Well, no, that voodoo I had tonight, dude. I gotta get you one of these things. I'm telling you, this stuff was good. So yeah, this voodoo was good because I don't know if we're gonna be able to find it there. Maybe if they're not importing because it's California, they may not be bringing it into Nevada. So yeah, because I'm telling you, this stuff's good. That's right. Bootleg beer. We're bootlegging some voodoo. There, poking my pin in the voodoo doll. We got a lot of news covered. A lot of news. We got a lot of beer coverage. So a lot going on. A lot of news stuff. We didn't argue much on it tonight. We kind of agreed on a lot of it. Typically, we like to argue some of the stuff. We have two different views, but that didn't happen tonight. No. Well, let's face it. Today, in a lot of the theological news, anyway, it's being politicized so much. It's ridiculous. It truly is. I mean, so here's something then that Bill Hybels has another accusation coming up. You guys can look it up and see it. Apparently, boy, they're handling it. Yeah, and it's still all accusations. I mean, nobody knows if it's true or not. This woman's accusing of something that happened back in the '80s. Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. I don't know. So just just because it's on the news doesn't mean it's true. Just because somebody says something doesn't mean it's true, but it could be. So yeah, 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 yeah. Well, let's face it, they had to. I mean, me and my wife, we witnessed a cop shooting somebody for having a loud radio on the strip with people all around. That was stupid. But yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. We saw a guy. Like I said, we saw a bicycle cop, get up and shoot a car because his radio was too loud. We sat there and watched it happen. Shot his windows out and everything. The guy was scared to death. He drove off. Yeah, Hmm. Yep. And it never will be perfect. No, no, nobody's. They're people. It's never gonna be perfect. Yeah. Yeah. Hmm. Exactly. All right, dude. Hey, we need to cut off here. Exactly. We're gonna what I'm gonna do, everybody, just so you know, I'll combine the videos, the two of them, and I'll upload just the one video so everybody can pull it on iTunes. Look for us on iTunes. Look for us on Patreon. You can see it down here somewhere. Look for us on Patreon to build a. Yeah, that's right. And then we have to look up a link and we have to add something on there for what's that? iTunes and Google Play, but also for money for space station, we need to put it on what's that other? Oh, we got to do it in two places, Patreon and what's the other one that people throw stuff on for money? GoFundMe. That's it. So we'll have to do a GoFundMe link first. We'll do the space station GoFundMe. So yes, space station GoFundMe for holy water. We'll have to do that because we're closer to God. Remember, that's right. We got to do it. You know, we're working with Elon Musk, so I mean, it's got to work. That's it. That's it. All right. Yep. I'm Jeff. All right, you guys have a great week.